government is involved in a global sex trafficking network. The FBI are complicit. Cash Patel is a liar. Department of Justice covering up a global sex trafficking network.
I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long.
Americans, united we stand, divided we fall. With the Epstein files, it's obviously the truth that it's good versus evil. It's not red versus blue. It's not black versus white. It's good versus evil. And I'm surprised nobody's outraged of what has happened to these children, and they still continue to do it. And that our government has literally told us blatantly in our fucking face. Pam Bondi literally said the whole system will collapse if we release all the files and all the names. Let it fucking collapse. Let everyone go down. If the government falls tomorrow, I'm happy for it. And we can rebuild a new fucking nation. But if the government's not gonna do anything, then we, the people, need to take the power back into our own hands. That's what the Second Amendment's for. That's what the First Amendment's for. That's everything in the Constitution to prevent evil from taking over. We seceded from Great Britain just to get rid of tyranny, and tyranny is running rampant. And let the tree of liberty be watered with the blood of tyrants, evil tyrants. Like it says in the Pledge of Allegiance, liberty and justice for all. Where is the justice? Everyone needs justice. The victims need justice. They all need justice. The system is defending itself. And if it collapses, then oh fucking well. Let's rebuild from the ground up.
We have literally just found out that everyone that we thought was important within the last 50 or 60 years or so, they're all cannibals. They're all cannibalistic PDFs. They're literally raping and eating children. Did you hear what I just said? They are raping and eating children. Does that register to you now? Do you understand what is going on? Who is running us? And if they didn't do it, who are they protecting? You guys, this is them against us.
Isn't it crazy how the elites convinced us, their human livestock, that the way to get ahead in life is to work hard and to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, when in reality, the real way to get ahead in life is to rape, murder, and sacrifice children to a demon god. How is this for life?
Let it burn. Let the whole fucking system burn. Let all those fucking evil people burn with it. Why aren't people more angry about this? Just going about their fucking lives like this shit isn't happening. They're eating your children. Stand up. Get ready. Do something. We don't do something, and everything's gonna end. Wake up, people.
White blank page and a swelling rage.
Representative Tom Massey says that he just received a flash drive with the entirety of the Epstein files, unredacted. He has claimed that they're all on it. All the politicians, all the media members, all of the world leaders, and that Epstein himself was not just a leader of a PDF ring. He was actively blackmailing them for power and stature. And Tom Massey has said himself that if he were to bring these public, that it's going to bring down the entire system. The world as we know it is going to change. And I honestly cannot wait to see it all burn.
Get your kids out of American public schools. Our kids are reading books by McGraw-Hill, which was written by Robert Maxwell, Ghislaine Maxwell's dad. Straight up chomos. Get them out if you can.
Forgive my intensity, but they are sacrificing and eating children and rubbing it in our face. They are literally showing us what they're doing, and we have done nothing about it. They still walk around freely, laughing at us. We've been asleep for far too long. Maybe some of us still are. And whilst we pretended that God wasn't real, enjoying our bread and circuses, paying closer attention to things that do not matter, maybe closer attention to what some celebrity is saying at an award show about whatever current political event, the demons of the world were hard at work. And they believe in God very much, constantly subverting him, twisting his words, turning upside down, mocking him. We no longer have the luxury of being complacent in the matter. We can no longer be willfully blind. And your indecision and staying on the fence in this matter is now to be revealed as allegiance with these dark forces in the world at play. It's time we all pick a side. Truly, this is not a political matter. This is good versus evil. It's time for all of us to take up our sword.
So many people believe what's going on in the Epstein files. So many people believe in the sacrifices and the cannibalism and all these ritualistic things that are happening, but only the people that are online. Everyone in the real world that are offline, away from their phones, they don't believe in this shit. They don't think it's happening. Whenever you try and tell them about it, they deny it and they look at you like you're crazy. Why is that? Where are all of the believers at? Where are you guys? Why is it that whenever I try to talk to somebody about this in person, they clam up, they act like I'm fucking insane? I'm not insane, am I? Like, are we all just crazy and online and delusional? Or is this a real fucking thing that's happening?
I was at work today and I realized the reason why people aren't reacting to like this Jeffrey Epstein stuff, like why isn't anybody doing anything? Where is this outrage that you would think you would see? People don't know. If you look at literally all of the major media that we have, there is not a single word about any of the developments of the Epstein files. And that's despite this being like the biggest scandal in recorded history. Like, based on what they're saying with these new Epstein files, this is literally the biggest scandal in human history. I mean, you can't make this up. And there is not a single word from any of our major news media in any way, shape, or form. And that's really the nature of how they've been in control this entire time, how they took over society on every level. It's because they really do control the media on every conceivable level. I only found out on Friday. Like, I've been like dealing with this weekend, and it's funny because I keep seeing people talking about how, you know, everything is still normal. And you probably saw that video of the guy yelling in the airport, but that's how it is. Most people don't even know. It's been circulating on like TikTok and Twitter, but that's about it. My mom didn't know who Jeffrey Epstein was. I was trying to tell her this stuff last night, And she assumed that I was making it up. She was like, I don't know what you're watching on that damn phone, but blah, blah, blah. It's like, this is literally the biggest scandal in history. If you are upset and you want to see something done, start talking. Keep talking. Keep spreading the word. Doesn't matter who you talk to. Talk to your friends and family and your coworkers and everything else. Post videos. Doesn't matter. People need to know about this shit. I will never be able to unhear the cream cheese thing. Like, I did not need to hear that shit. If you're really saying that this has apparently been the basis of our civilization the entire time, I would like change too. I would like to do something about it too. Whatever little platform I would have, I'm trying to spread the word too.
I want that fucking pedophile out of the Oval Office. I want that fucking rapist out of the Oval fucking Office. I want that murderer out of the Oval fucking Office.
I got news for every one of these government-fed wannabe bootlicking pieces of shit holding the status quo together. We don't give a fuck if you have to prosecute every single name in the files, and the whole system goes up in flames and falls apart. That means it shouldn't have been there in the first place, and it's literally the definition of why we were given our Second Amendment. So you piece of shit fucking child trafficking accomplices are all going to have your heads removed from your bodies before this is over. So play as hard as you can. Keep pumping the propaganda, faggot, because we're saving it all. So we can play it in front of your fucking eyes. It's the last thing you're gonna see is your bitch ass lies, right before you get sent right into the pit of hell. Enjoy.
Somebody was saying that Pam Bondi was warning us about the Dow being at 50,000, and that if we continue asking for these files, then the elites that are in charge of this country are going to make it crash. And I feel like, let it crash. Because when we take the fucking country back, we're going to hunt them down.
Start printing the emails and posting them everywhere. Print out the emails, print out the files, and start posting them everywhere. Because the only people that are fully aware of the shit that is happening right now are the ones that are chronically online. Most people in their day-to-day life do not have time to watch the news, and even if they are, the news isn't even telling you half the shit that's in there. And then on top of that, like, most people don't have the time to just go down these rabbit holes. They don't have the time. They have kids, they have work. Most people are working multiple jobs. Like, when do they have the time? They do not have the time. Print the emails out, plaster them everywhere. Plaster them at your schools, your universities, your jobs. Plaster them down the fucking streets on the light poles. Plaster these emails everywhere. Make it so that people have to know what's going on. Talk to every single person you see. All of them. All of them.
They're eating children, not eating. You think that this stopped? You think that just because they got caught once, the most powerful and influential group of people in the world, none of which are arrested, by the way, just stopped doing it? And not only that, it's now public information. The public knows. We know. And they're still out there. They're still out there. No one has even been arrested, and we can't even do anything about it. We still just have to go to work, and they are still out there. They own the media, and there's nothing I can do about it. What am I supposed to do? What are any of us supposed to do? Millions of us want something to change, but none of us know where to start. And it's driving me insane. I don't know what to do. Someone, seriously, we need someone to organize. I can't just sit around and do nothing with this information.
I want everybody to think about something. If you went to your favorite grocery store and you was looking for milk and eggs and they were out, what would you do? Me, I would simply go to another grocery store and get it. Now you need to take that same thing right there, and you need to realize that Epstein Island was one island, one man among many. And just because Epstein Island got shut down, those customers are still those customers. That supply and demand is still that supply and demand. That's horrible to think about, I know. There is so many more Epstein Islands out there that have not been found out yet. And who's to say that he was even the biggest one to start with? He might be a damn Dollar General in comparison to a Kroger. But those people, they're still those same people. And they're still here.
You know, I wasn't even going to do one of these videos, but of course I've been so... This has basically taken over every waking hour. I have been in the Epstein files because, not that I really want to know what happened, because it's disgusting. I've thrown up a few times, but the fact that I needed to educate myself, because I don't care if it was my children, I don't care if it was my neighbor's children, I don't care if it was children in another country. No child deserves not to have justice for these things. If you haven't read these files, you need to. You need to go educate yourself, and you need to see the evil and the horror that was going on for years, and people were covering it up. And if you're not angry after you read 5 pages of these documents, then the problem lies within you. The one that I'm showing here on my screen is minimal. Like, I didn't want to get doxxed for showing something, and I have a lot of it blocked off so that I don't get in trouble for it. This is disgusting. And if you all are not demanding something happen to the people's names that are in those files that are still around, then the problem lies with you. And if they're not going to do anything, then we as Americans need to stand up for our children and our children's futures. I had a talk with my children yesterday, and my children are older, 16 and 21, and I told them, we are literally seeing evil, 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 the kind that is only talked about in the Bible in this country today. And all of this is so beyond what I ever thought I would ever see in my lifetime. And if you're not angry and you're not demanding that something be done, then the problem most definitely lies within you, and you're disgusting for not even taking notice. There are so many children that we don't even know what happened to, and they can't tell their story anymore. They were dumped in the ocean, or they were eaten. Do you not understand that? It is 100% true. It is in the files. You should be angry. And the men, I can't go fight a war myself, but I'll help. And you men need to be figuring this out for our country, because I'm guaranteeing you right now our government's not going to do anything. And you women need to be out there educating yourself on how they were preying on our children. Every moment of every day they were looking for new victims. It is absolutely disgusting. And if I lose followers over this, so be it. I am so done with being complacent because we're comfortable. It's disgusting. I have lost so much sleep. I'm so beyond my words. I can't. You can see just right here. I'm not even showing the whole thing. Take a minute if you're not reading these files and just see the little bit of words that you can see here and tell me that as a mother, as a father, as a human being, that you shouldn't demand that something be done about this. It's gross. I'm saying my 2 cents. Keep yourself educated, keep yourself safe, and protect your children. They are being hunted. They played hunting games with children. Let that sink in. Have a great day.
If you were to sit down and read the Epstein files for like 2 minutes, you would never ever want to make a joke about Charlie Kirk or Jeffrey Epstein or Israel or anything ever again. Like I am so serious about that. I mean, I can't even, it's honestly crazy how many jokes we're making about this. But if you were to read the Epstein files for, I kid you not, 2 seconds, you would realize how satanic and how demonic this really is. And I feel like as a Christian, I need to make this known. Truly, they are sacrificing, they are killing, and they are eating children. They are raping them. This is not something that is like, this is not something that's just like another, bad thing that's happened in the earth. Like, oh my gosh, a bank got robbed. Oh my gosh. No. This is seriously bad because it involves every single person in power that you can possibly imagine. And it's a problem. And nobody's talking about it. The government and everyone in power has done such a good job of desensitizing you to bad things happening through social media. Look at the death of Charlie Kirk. I'm not trying to get political, but if nobody should make a joke about somebody dying, I don't care if they're Democratic or Republican or any sort of party. Like, I genuinely don't care. You should not be making a joke about somebody dying and turning it into a meme. And yet people have done that. We are now living in a society where something like that could happen. Children could be eaten, they could be raped, they could be killed and sacrificed, and people are still making jokes about it. And I still go on TikTok and I see an AI video of Jeffrey Epstein crossing up Jalen Green. Like, are we serious? This is laced with Satan, and I personally, as a Christian, will not stand for it.
Major trigger warning. If you're not going through the Epstein files, I am. And here are some of the most disturbing things I have seen. They trafficked little girls. They got them pregnant. They took their babies. They starved the babies, made them very thirsty, and then they put their in their mouths because they knew the babies would suck harder. They joke about cream cheese. They are referring to breast milk in the intestines tasting good because they ate them. Well, actually, they were probably eating their own as well. All of our children are accessible to all of these predators because their school photos were handed over to, yeah, MAGA, your kids were handed over too. They wrote emails back and forth like, got a good 10-year-old, got a good 8-year-old, virgin, just your style, you want it? But the satisfying part here, the most disturbing part, is that Pam Bondi, Donald Trump, Kash Patel, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Dan Bongino, Steve Miller, Bannon, all these people and the 1,000 FBI agents that redacted the files, they know who all these perpetrators are. They know that children were killed, buried, put in the water, put in fields. They know where they are. They know who the perpetrators are, and they redacted their names. And they are sitting around eating their dinner right now, knowing the names of the people who did this. And no one in America is pressing charges or doing anything, but dozens of other countries are. Who was cooking the meals? Who was the staff? Who are the people that could speak up?
At this point, respectfully, I don't want to fuck with nobody that don't really give a fuck or got their eyes open with what's going on. It's just that fucking simple, bro. It's too much for motherfuckers to sit there and be like they got more important shit to worry about. Bitch, they eating babies. Yeah, shit you see in TV. Shit you see in TV. Shit you read about in books. That's what the fuck they doing. I can't fuck with nobody who is not concerned with what's going on behind the fucking scenes. If you a Dorothy ass motherfucker and you not concerned about the man behind the motherfucking curtain, fuck out of here. Exit left. Energy manipulation. The shit you hear about in anime, cartoons and shit like that. Fucking Marvel. Energy manipulation, my nigga, you telling me like there's devices, they're controlling and manipulating energy. They're manipulating our chakra systems. Time travel is a fucking thing. Time travel is a fucking thing, bro. Like, they've been doing it for the longest. My nigga, AI has been here since the motherfucking 50s. I think it's the 50s or the 70s. One of the fucking two. But still, my nigga, we think we just got AI in 2026? No. The fuck do you mean rituals? Like, fucking rituals. What kind of rituals? I don't even want to know what the fuck they doing the rituals too. It's just the fact that rituals are a real fucking thing. Like every fucking scary movie they showed us or some shit like that. Rituals and shit. Like, what the fuck?
Good afternoon. Fuck Donald Trump. And I just gotta say, I have an amount of respect for these women, these Epstein survivors, that there's no way to describe the way that I feel about them. Because I, after reading one passage in these files, want to take my hands and wrap them around Ghislaine Maxwell's neck until that motherfucking monster doesn't breathe air anymore. And I don't know how they go through each day talking about this, knowing what they know. Did you read the file where that girl had that baby and then said she was beautiful and then she wasn't breathing anymore, and what they've done to these babies? We see what MAGA's doing right now to the babies that they're taking, the immigrant babies. God only knows what's happening to these children. I don't even know what to do with it anymore. I don't even really know where to place the anger. I don't know how these women do it. Because I'm going to tell you what, if I was in charge of that whole group of women, I think that I'd be arming myself and I'd be demanding a minute alone in a room with that bitch. Oh my God. And the fact that only the woman, just the woman, is the one in prison. The fucking president of the United States of America is in these files more than there are words in the Bible. Pam Bondi, you are a monster. You are like Ghislaine Maxwell.
Something is so fucked about this Epstein shit, right? People riot for way less. Let's be fucking real here. Children, babies being eaten, satanic rituals, all that shit with high up elites. Nobody gives a fuck, right? You're gonna post on TikTok and post on Instagram and shit, but who's in the streets now? Fucking zero people. I don't get it. I really don't get it. People have fucking protested and rioted for a lot less than this shit. Now, I'm not one to fucking protest and riot, because me, that's not my style. But all the fucking people who do that, it makes me think, do people actually care? Or are they just doing it for the fad?
They're eating babies. Baby intestines taste like cream cheese. A little girl said that Jesus made her feel safe. So they proceeded to dress as Jesus and then rape her and kill her. The youngest victim still had her umbilical cord attached. They're eating people. They're referring to them as people. I mean, not people, pizza and jerky. They're measuring tightness of children, babies, with their fingers. How are we supposed to react to this? What are we doing as a society? I feel like everybody's just acting normal, but every day I discover something that's more atrocious, more evil, and they're running our country. They're the rich people, they're the famous people, they're everything. I don't understand. I don't understand.
The reason that they know that they're not going to be prosecuted is because they've been doing it and getting away with it for decades, for centuries, and they've never been held accountable or prosecuted before. That's why they're so bold. The only reason that the working class is learning about the impropriety and the abuse and the horrific things that the ruling class has been doing is because of the development of new communications technologies like social media. The rules of morality that are being enforced upon the slave class do not and have not ever applied to the ruling class. When a human being has extreme amounts of wealth and power and privilege, they can do anything they want to and get away with it. It has been this way for 1,000 years.
It's time, America. I didn't serve this country just like you guys didn't serve this country for rapists and pedophiles. I have heard and seen enough, and it is time that we get together and start making plans. This is not going to change. This administration is letting this go, and they are continuing to let these people run this country. It is time that we unite together, stand together to stop this corruption. All you prayer warriors, please start praying for the men and women that are preparing for this, because we're going to need you more than ever. What side of history are you going to be on? There's a group of people making a platform so that we can get off social media, so that we aren't suppressed and silenced, so that we can unite and group together. This is good versus evil. This isn't political. This isn't an agenda. This is the prince of this world trying to take what's left. God be with you all.
They said, oh, why you be so upset on your videos, man? And I ask you, why aren't you upset enough? When you find out that the entire world may be run by pedophiles, not just this country, the entire world. When you wake up and understand that the school system was not designed to better no child's education, but to enslave their minds. When you wake up and realize that SNAP benefits and welfare, all these things was only put in place to control you, to dictate how you're supposed to live. And with these child services, they are there so that they can always keep track of your child. They tell you what you can and cannot do to your child so that your child can become a part of their system and stay a part of their system. When it gets to the point where medication is pushed on your child, and you say, no, my child don't need this medicine, then they come at you and say, you're a bad parent, and we're going to take your child, stuff these medicines in your children, and they're going to still do what we tell them to do. When the prices are too high for you to even get by each day, jobs are telling you, I'm not giving you no more money, but you're going to work even harder. You have no choice but to slave yourself to these jobs just to pay a bill or two. And you're not upset enough, is what I'm saying. People are talking about we need to get together, we need to do this, we need to do that. Nobody's stepping to the forefront. I hear dates every single day of days we can all come together and do certain things. April 1st, April Fool's Day. There you go. Throw it out there. People, if we gonna stop the shit that's going on, because even this ICE situation, come on, y'all gotta admit it. Yeah, maybe people need to go whatever, that's bad. I understand that shit. But the tactics and the way that they're doing this shit, where American citizens are suffering now, where you can't even sit in your home and relax anymore. Because you don't know if it ain't a knock on your door, they kicking that motherfucker in. So tell me, where's the justice for all the American people at when it comes to all of this shit now? There is none for us. So y'all want to know when it's time? The time has been years ago. But to take action is now. If the people decide, man, I'm going to just sit back because it didn't happen to me yet, then you know what's going to happen? We're not going to have a chance to do anything. Because believe me when I tell you, these motherfuckers already preparing for that shit. The invisible camps that don't really exist, you think they're not prepared for people to come together and they start, camps, whatever. I'm not saying no motherfucking thing about it, but I'm trying to tell y'all, if we're going to do it, you might as well stand up, be men and women, and take care of business.